Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in tonight's contest. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in the center position.
And injuries once again were a central theme of the Bulls season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
And for the Bulls and injuries, a lot of teams plan for these type of things. There's only so much Clark you can do to mitigate losing your starting backcourt.
But I tell you, great respect and admiration for the Bulls for how they fought through the difficulty. I mean, their front court did what they could. The injuries, once again, I thought turned the Bulls from championship contenders to just a playoff team.
LeBron, that's a two-pointer. The quick look, no good that time. Here's Love, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Rose against Irving. Rose kicks to Gasol. For the 3. And Dunleavy is good for 3. Dunleavy's got 5.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Smith, no good.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Rose kicks to Dunleavy. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Love.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Here's Rose. Fires the 3. The offensive rebound. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Full 24-second shot clock. And Gibson kicks to Rose. Pass to Gasol. Over Irving. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rose. Gasol's got his first points of the game. Gibson with the steal. To the inside. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Smith outside. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Rose with the ball. Gasol, a screen on Smith. Rose kicks to Gasol. Good.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are, Clark.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. The Bulls making a switch here. Moore's checked in. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Brooks, left side. Mirotic dishes to Brooks. Mozgov with the block. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Here's Brooks. The Cavaliers trail by 8. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. Here's Moore. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
The Cavaliers have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
The Bulls leading by 10. The 3. Cavaliers with the rebound.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger. He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Shoots. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. The drive by LeBron. Great defense that time from Noah. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Bulls lead by 7. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. Kevin Love out there with Channing Frye. Then there's Irving. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Shumpert in the 3, the small forward. Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
A different look now for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson comes in for Channing Frye. And Smith subbed in for Shumpert. Now here's Rose. In the corner, Gibson with it. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. For 3, Dunleavy. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Dunleavy's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Bulls.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Kicks it to Gasol. And Butler, here we go. And he gets the bucket. Butler's got the lead up to 12 now for Chicago.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Dellavedova.
Bulls foul call.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Cavaliers shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
Chicago making a switch here. McDermott's checked in. Rose, no good. Rejected by Gasol. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Chicago leading by 11. Here's Butler. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Now Rose following the 3-point attempt by Kyrie Irving.
They brought up their 3-point percentage this quarter. They're shooting it well right now. The defense may need to think about making some kind of adjustment to slow that down.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer, was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Cavaliers foul call.
Just 4